What is up? What is up? Wait a minute. What is up? What is up, YouTube? I am in the Philippines. I wanted to do this outside. I wanted to set up. Took me so long to set up, but we're gonna do this outside. Not today. I mean, not right now. But the outside is not, it don't look cool. Don't tell her I said that. But anyway, check this out, man. The name of this video is Make This Go Viral. This is 2Strong, and we're talking about 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. I came in the middle, y'all, so I don't know what it's about. But y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Uncle Mike is on vacation. We need to have a meeting, guys. We need to have a meeting. We're going to change some things around my team. Everybody doing a good job. So we got to have a meeting because we're about to turn some things around. Everybody, this is going to be a meeting to make everybody happy. Except to hear you fired. Get out behind it. Man, you go upstairs. Look here, anyway, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for checking out the videos. Without any further ado, hey, let's check this bad boy out.
We've talked to you on multiple occasions about a myriad of things, and today we want to bring something to your attention to prove out some things about the topics we've covered. Now, if you remember correctly, we have been engulfed in this Tory outlaw saga, otherwise known as 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. And we've said before that the issue at hand is not so much the 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 situation as much as it is the effects of the situation. We've said to you before on multiple occasions, and it's too much to count, that this particular situation is making it harder for not just victims, but for justice to be brought for those victims. It is detracting from the actual situation while at the same time lying to you, saying that they're bringing attention to it. If you are bringing attention to something, you should at least show some results of that attention that you're bringing, especially when you say you're in the business of rescuing and you have nothing to prove for your rescuing in 10 years. So we're going to show you some stories that are out there, and they're not really stories. They're real life investigative topics that will show you point blank. These are being swept under the rug, being forgotten. They're not being brought attention to because they're actually happening here on American soil. All because people are distracted with things that have nothing to do with reality. Two cases that we're going to bring to you. One is the case of a man named Travis Butt. Now, Travis Butt is a younger black male that had been arrested for the unaliving of a young lady. See, what he had been doing with this young lady was grooming her. She was a middle-aged teen girl, and she had been infatuated with him, and he led her on in all kinds of possible ways to the tunes of getting her pregnant twice and taking her life.
An already horrific story gets worse. A man is charged with murder and sex crimes after investigators say he killed a 13-year-old girl to hide the fact that he had gotten her pregnant.
Mr. Butts is a serial child rapist and murderer. The evidence will show that Jarvis Butts has been sexually assaulting Kezia Harris since at least the fall of 2022, and that Kezia Harris was pregnant.
Now, exchange of text messages have come forward showing exactly how he did what he did. The ironic thing is that he played the part so well that the girl didn't even see the side of Travis. Now, while she willingly gave in to a lot of his demands, and we cannot say we want to say right up front that her decision-making process was skewed. You can chalk that up to her being young, you can chalk that up to her being naive, or you can just chalk up that to her to being abused mentally to the point where she gave in to the one person that she may or may not have known was trying to hurt her. But what it really comes down to is that he was grooming her, and he did a really good job at it, and eventually it ended in her no longer being among the living. The correlation is stark when you look at it between him and people like Shelley. The same grooming tactics may not be the same content in conversation, but the same alluring idea of trust me, trust me, trust me. I have what's good for you. I got your back. I'll always be there for you. But in reality, what their intent is the destruction of the person that they're luring in. In all of the conversations that you see online, including from their own internet sourcing, you see one very important factor. The hierarchy remains the same. Everything goes through Shelley, And everything that comes out of Allie's mouth seems to be identifiably led out of her by Shelly, almost akin to this Jarvis Butt situation. Are we saying that maybe Shelly is abusing Tory sexually? Possibly. We wouldn't put it past her. But what we do know she's abusing her with is mental abuse, emotional abuse, attaching herself to the point where Tory really can't separate her from Shelly. They're one and the same. Almost identical to what happened with this little girl and Travis. But stories like Travis's are just getting swept to the wayside because it's not sensational enough. There aren't enough big names attached to it. Heck, Travis doesn't know Tupac. Travis didn't know Denzel Washington, P. Diddy, none of them. He has no record showing that he knows any of these figures that are massive in the public eye. There's no record of him having that. So, thusly, the story is now a minuscule one compared to the blatant lies of somebody who's telling you that this and this and this and this happened with zero proof. But because it's sensationalized and it's delivered in such a convincing fashion, it takes the forefront. Now we have a child whose life has been snuffed out by somebody who was indeed a groomer, and nobody pays attention. The second story is one of 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. He was a owner of...
That's so sad, man. I needed a second to swallow this, because he right what he's saying. What Marvin is saying. This person does not have the recognition of a, I don't know, Ali Carter, Puffy, yeah, Jay-Z. So these are the cases that are probably worse because they don't get any coverage. He killed the little girl. That's crazy.
We're actually doing that video today too, which is crazy. Them looking for her. So
they looking for the body.
Before her, I think her cousin was looking for her. So there's a video about it. We were actually going to do that today. So I didn't even realize that they were going to talk about that one. But I think it's the same person because the name is the same, I think.
Golly. Okay, let's keep going. This is the former. I'm trying to see how you can fast forward, y'all. But it's way down here. Okay. Rewind. There you go. That's so sad, man.
Child whose life has been snuffed out by somebody who was indeed a groomer, and nobody pays attention. The second story is one of 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. He was a owner of a LGBTQ pub in Florida. He was recently arrested for having child stuff on his computer and trying to solicit children for exactly that type of behavior, if you know what I mean.
Tonight, the now former owner of a popular Orlando nightclub has been indicted on charges related to child pornography.
A grand jury indicted the now former owner of Southern Nights, an LGBTQ+ club, and another man on several sex charges involving minors. These allegations are from July 1st of 2020 to February 10th of 2021. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 was listed as the owner of Southern Nights in Orlando. He and Eric Patrick are both named in the indictment filed in federal court in Orlando earlier this month. The men face several counts, including attempted coercion, distribution of child pornography, receipt and possession of child porn.
Now, that particular story has also been swept under the rug, kind of by the wayside. The news is reporting on it, but not to the level that social media has taken a liking to all the grandiose stories of Tory Outlaw. All these children in containers, all these locations that she may have known children to be, these people that she knows, children that she met, and not a single soul has been saved. The problem with, and when you tell people that all the attention that she's drawing to situations is inconsequential to the effect of drawing attention to those cases, nothing is being done. The only attention that's really being grabbed is that on behalf of people like Tory and Shelly. They are the apex of attention. All of the people that they talk about, all the cases, all the red flags that they bring up, all the premonitions, all the predictions, they're not going towards the actual content of what they're talking about. They're drawing people to them, to listen to them. Otherwise, you would see people defending the story and not the storyteller.
Right now this, I gotta admit that he is talking directly to me, because I have said plenty of times that the only thing I know about Ali Carter that I like is she's bringing awareness. She's bringing awareness to a situation, but that's all she did was brought awareness. She's not. Where are the kids? Everybody keep asking. You talking about these tunnels, but you're not showing us or giving us any type of clues of where the tunnels are at. You're talking about
I
this.
understand.
Go ahead.
I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, I feel like your attention is stolen by Ali and Shelly only if you're not focused on what is really necessary. And I
Exactly.
believe like channel has been one of those channels has been focused on what is necessary. We've been focusing on the children. We've been focusing on the containers. We have the petition. We have the stickers. We have all these things. So while everybody else was focused on, whether Allie's lying, telling the truth, who she with, her mama, all this stuff, we've been focused on where are the kids. We've been making these connections. And so, yeah, a lot of people, their attention has, taken in one direction. But that was their choice. You have to choose.
That's exactly.
That's
exactly what I was going to say. The only thing I like is she brought the awareness to us. You got to be aware of a problem first. And maybe they don't know how to fix it. They're not fixers like me, you and I. We are right now focusing on fixing the problem. Okay, let's keep going.
Right,
I didn't mean to stop it this long. Yeah.
Not one time when we ask for information about the stories that she's telling, do we get an answer. What we do get is a defense of the person delivering it, almost as though they're the ones that's most important in the delivery. They couldn't tell you about any of the bodies, any of the crates, nothing like that, because it's not the emphasis. The emphasis has become her. People like this man, Richard, eventually did give up ownership of this pup. You will not hear about, and he is one of millions. One of millions. Story after story after story is out there of these things happening in real life. And not one time have you heard the ones that are so much the purveyor of truth, being Shelly and Tori, have they ever brought to you a situation where any of their attentions being drawn to somewhere has come back with any fruit? Not once. Not a single time. Any other entity, any other job, any other place that told you I can get this done and for 10 years get nothing done would be in business. Not one lawyer that tells you I can win you this case and after 10 years nothing to show, you would keep them on hand. Not one construction crew that tells you I can build 15 houses and I know how to build houses because I've been born and birthed in this. And after 10 years, not a single piece of lumber has been laid. Would you keep them hired? However, if that lumberman was really good, he could tell me, no, I've built houses over here, 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 with no proof of it. And I would hire him on the spot because he has pictures of something or he has a recollection of something he's done. Now I'm putting his feet to the fire to build my house. And this is his answer. Well, you see, the problem is all the equipment that we need is tied up in this, and this. And I can't really get around to it right now. Yeah, but I paid you. I understand. But you have to understand, too, I am so good at what I do. My business is in demand everywhere. And you came to me at the very tail end and you are like number 55 in the lineup and I will get to you. Meanwhile, you've already paid your money and you're staying in touch and they keep reaching out to you and you keep going back to them. And at the end of it, you have nothing to show. This is exactly what has been happening. And the problem with it is that there are victims out there who will not be heard. There are things out there that are happening that is being detracted from because they are so hell-bent on attention, so hell-bent on you listening, giving them airtime, going into their lives. They're not about helping. They're about self-promotion, self-aggrandizement. That's what they've been always about. To what ends? It could be some sort of mental thing that they need the validation. It could be that they hope with the donations they get, they fund themselves in some sort of way with the drug use that they have. It could be that they're trying to fund the amount of stuff that they run around with. Who knows? What we do know 1,000,000,000% positive is that nothing that they've ever done has yielded progress in the child trafficking arena. Not once. We've mentioned something like this before when we talked about that Voices of Freedom or the Sound of Freedom movie. And we said while it drew attention to something that happened overseas, the problem is it did nothing to calculate what was going on here. We called it then too. And what has happened since? Has anything, since that movie, just answer my questions, has anything really happened to curtail child trafficking since that movie? No. In fact, the entity that it was a part broke up, including the person that instigated the movie, left the organization. This has gotten so bad, that it got to the point where when we decided to expose this side, there were people that would come to us, email, put some of the most ridiculous statements and messages on our videos. Oh, we gonna leave you. We stand with victims. We stand with this. We stand with that. We stand with. How about you just stand with the truth? How about we just ignore the face of the person and listen to what they're saying? What if you can smell a lie? That's us. We can smell the lie. What if you can smell a lie and try telling people from the get-go something ain't right? We've been saying this from the day we heard about this story. Something ain't right. If you need proof of that, you can go back as far as last year.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Middle of the summer, people were asking us about it. And we told them then, something doesn't seem right about this. We don't believe her. The very first time we said that, I remember it clearly. I think we were live one day and we said, someone in the chat mentioned her. And it was Corey first that said, I don't know if we're going to touch that one. We have our own opinions. I said, yeah, we do. And we said, you know, something don't seem right about it. The instant we said that, how can y'all not believe? Because we have no proof. How can you not believe it? What is wrong with you? I can't believe y'all would be degrading a victim like that. I'm out. Like it's some sort of airport that you need to announce your departure. This is not that. There was no concern about the children Ali was talking about. Their entire concern was that we were talking ill or even remotely had questions about Ali. It was almost like a mob mentality. It felt as though they themselves were under the same spell that Tory is under when it comes to Shelley, which tells me that they are very proficient at their job. We warned that there will be multiple victims that will be unheard because of how much fallacy is in Ali's story. And I want to make something abundantly clear and break it down for you so that you have no more questions about our stance. Look at it this way. Tory and Shelley espouse some very outrageously crazy things with no proof. And not only no proof, blatantly caught in lies. Okay. Now, it's proven out that they are lying, which we have done. And you don't believe, but we've proven they lied. Along comes somebody to the forefront, a child, with the story that this has happened to me. And it's almost exactly like Ali. And say someone comes forward, this person comes forward and they have information and they want to talk about it. They have proof. But the country has been burned by this story with Ali. And they seem oddly, vaguely familiar. And instantly you shut it down. Because you've been burned badly. You believed it deeply once and that person lied to you. Here comes another one and the first thing is, oh, that's another grifter. Now, of course, a logically sound-minded person would investigate it regardless, like we did. Investigate. The problem is the traction of that story would be far less impactful because of what Ali did, because of what Shelley did. They destroy credibility by lying. They destroy victims by destroying credibility. This is the cycle they're attempting to do, all for what? Fame. Not all fame brings fortune, but some people just like themselves to be seen and heard. That's these two. For whatever reason they're doing it, whatever nefarious plot they have going on, whatever trauma bonding they have together, they're doing it. Provable lies is a lie. And as long as you have that in your corner, but you can really, really dress it up, gussy it up real good, and people will buy it, you'll keep doing it. That's what they're doing. The unfortunate reality is that these people are harming actual trafficking victims. That's just the truth. You keep the public distracted with fairy tales, and then you actually encounter someone who's been through it. You'll be associated, whether that person wants to or not, will be associated with the lie.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's the danger we're facing here. Now, add the extra element of someone else now saying, they didn't believe that person. I know them personally. They didn't believe them. They definitely won't believe me. And now you have 1, 2, 3 stacks of people looking at what happened with the public eye when they got burned with this thing, and nobody will believe what happened to them because it's become fantastical now. I don't know how many people are going to hear this and think to themselves, oh, that makes sense. Unfortunately, I think the brainwashing that they've done is successful. In fact, it's so successful, when we did our last live about it, one particular statement jumped out at me. And this was a statement that was made, and I want you to listen carefully to this statement. It don't matter what she said. We stand with Allie. When all you have is her word, what are you actually standing with? When her words fall through as a lie, and you're telling me, well, I don't care what she said, I'm believing I stand with her, it tells me that you are not indeed on the side of child trafficking victims. You are simply on the side of a sensationalist who knows how to package a story. And that a true victim you will not believe unless they have something sensational to go with it. You see, like little Annie will come forward and say, Joe Schmo down the street did this to me. Nobody cares about Joe Schmo. She would have to say, I was trafficked by Bill Clinton. Steven Tyler had trafficked me. Stevie Wonder can see, and he did every kind of stuff to me. And I can tell you, this is when it happened. All of a sudden, oh, wow, oh, listen. But Joe Schmo down the street, who lives in a little broken down hut, roaches everywhere, he did something to a child. Ain't nobody care about that. It's not sensational. You see, this, we tried to tell people would be the case. We honestly, we did. But when people are stuck in a location where their thoughts and their feelings are validated, they're more likely to stay there than to adhere to the truth, which draws them, peels them off, and rips them away from a lie. Because a lie is way sweeter than the truth, especially when the truth is hard to swallow. We live in a society where everybody wants to be the top dog. Everybody wants to be recognized for something or the other. People will even take that and want to be recognized for lies. They'll want to be recognized for trauma. They want to be recognized for, now hear me out, for being abused. I want you to make that one make sense to me. You're an individual who have been through what you say you've been through, and I want to just lay out exactly again what they've been through. You've been through a beating at home. You've been through a beating on the street and torture. Then you were beat to send to somewhere else. Then you were beat and kept in more than 15 different locations of elites. Then you were beat by the entire family, and then you were beat by the system again, and then you finally found peace. And in all of that situation, you have not a lick, shred, bit of proof to any of your claims. But You gussy it up real good and you say, this person was there, that person was there, this was the year, I can bookmark that, book. Nobody has to prove anything. You just have to say it correctly. People defend you. The unfortunate reality for people is this: Allie lied. And the even worse reality is that people will suffer because of it. And not people in her circle, not people in her following. Innocent victims are going to get hurt from this. We will leave you with this. The decision is yours to believe or not believe, Allie. Your decision is yours to believe or not believe us. All we ask you to do is weigh facts. Weigh the things that are right there in your face, that are not blinking, they're not moving, they're just there. For 1 minute, park your emotional aspect of your brain about the situation and analyze. Stop being like the people that say, I don't care what she said, I believe, because that proves that you don't care about facts. You don't care about actually what happened. And when people get wind of that, they're never going to come forward with their story. You know who preys on that? People like Shelly. The groomers, the abusers, the traffickers. They're going to thank people like Tori and Shelly for doing what they did. You've desensitized the whole world. Thank you. They'll never believe we are capable of doing any of this stuff. Awesome. In fact, we might even go to that level and do exactly what they said we might have done. No one will believe that because they already lied about it. In either case, we've done our due diligence. We've done what we need to do. We've done all we can. There are more victims out there that need this attention more than Allie does. There are entities out there that are perpetrating this on children. No one's bringing attention to the entities. There are government sects that are doing this to children, and no one's bringing attention to that either. There are small groups, individuals, peoples, guys in the streets, guys down the street, guys in your neighborhood who are doing this exact same thing, and no attention is being brought. I ask that you park your sensational bone for just 1 second. Analyze what we've said, prove it to yourself, and then make the logical conclusion that follows. If you say you care about children being trafficked, if you say you care about women being abused, if you say you care about putting behind bars all of these perverted, disgusting people, then maybe, just maybe, make it about actual victims. And do care about what they say. Do care. Especially if what they're saying is a blatant, unequivocated lie. Because the blood of the children that are actual victims will be on your hands.
Let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Golly, dude. One side, it's funny because Marlon is way over here too much and it hurts people. And Allie is way over here too much and it hurts people. We got to find somewhere in the middle, man. Somewhere in the middle. What y'all think? What do you think, Steph?
My thing is this.
Is
people are focusing too much on things that are negative. Like you said, my focus in the beginning was, okay, there's something that's going on with the kids. When I figured that I couldn't get more information, I stopped focusing on that. I'm focusing on the kids. And yeah, a lot of people are focusing on Allie and Shelly and not focusing on the kids, but he just did the same thing he said everybody else is doing, because you just showed 2 examples of what people could be focusing on. And instead of going into that, you focus back on Allie and Shelly. So you're doing the same thing. Like, choose to focus on the kids. Choose to focus
Yeah.
on that thing, on those things that you claim that she's not focusing on. Because what do you
Right.
continue to focus on her? Like, if you don't
Right.
believe her, if she's not being honest, if she's not truthful, why are we still focusing on it? Why are we not focused on the things that we can change and things that matter? And that's the thing
Right.
that, like, it confuses me, because I'm not worried about all that other stuff. Allie's 31 years old, or she about to be 31 years old. She a grown woman. Hopefully she's
Especially when
safe.
she's
Hopefully
31 years old.
she's
Yeah.
right. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
worried about it. I'm worried about these kids. I'm worried about, like, the thing that he's talking about. We got it right here, queued up, ready to go next. So it's like,
Right.
that's what we talk about. But why are y'all not talking about it? Why are y'all still talking about Allie if you've already said that you don't believe her? Then stop focusing on her. Focus on these kids. Change your focus. Like,
Right.
whatever.
One of the things that I mean, everybody's doing, the way I look at it is everybody's doing what they can do best. They like to break 2Strong in them. They like to break down if somebody lying, make sure you got all your facts together. And that's probably needed. So before it's like a pre-court. It's a pre-court that they going through, because look what happened with Misha and the English girl and Courtney. Hell, if you can't make it through these YouTubers, how the hell you gonna make it through a real judge and a professional lawyer put you on the stand and chop you up? So everybody doing the part is needed, I think. Me personally, I can't wait to give out these shoes. We got shoes to give kids. We can ready to feed some kids. We can ready to do some stuff, and I had to change some plans around, but guess what? You ain't gonna stop me from helping people. That's what we do. But look here, we're gonna get on up out of here. Let me go put a close on this bad boy. Hey, y'all take it light, y'all take it slow. Y'all tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.